The third week of the war in Iran is coming to a close, and there's no solution to the disastrous impact it appears to be having in the energy market. I spoke to airline chief execs from around the world this week about how their conflict is going to change the bottom line and what was likely to happen. Peter Campbell is the global transport correspondent for the Financial Times. He joins me now. Peter, we heard there is a consensus that this might be a moment. They're all putting prices up, yes, but this might actually be a moment where change for aviation industry in Europe could happen. Do you think they're just fooling themselves?
Well, what the chief execs were saying this week in Brussels was that this was a really big moment for the whole industry. It wasn't quite as bad as COVID when everything was grounded, but certainly at least Willie Walsh said this was one of the most dramatic shocks to the industry since 9/11, for instance, when people stopped flying across the Atlantic. What the chief execs were hoping to do this week is to use the opportunity of crisis with, as you said, jet fuel prices through the roof, tickets going, people warning about fuel shortages, to really push home a message they've been banging on for a long time to the EU about, which is to try and level some of the aspects of the playing field that they currently think are putting too much regulation on them, putting too much prices on them, and try and even out the things with the global competition.
No one's listening at the Commission. It's appeared to be anyway, because for as long as you and I have been covering this, single European skies, nah. ETS, nah. Mandates on the SAF mandate, they all know it's not realistic on the eSAF, nothing changing there. It's as if that they continually raise these issues, but they don't have political muscle.
This is always the problem that these guys have faced. They call for these things. It's ultimately not in their gift to give them. And the politicians who are making the rules fundamentally seem to think that it is better to press ahead, particularly with things like the environmental charges,
Right.
the SAF mandate and the ETS scheme, than it is to give any ground to the airlines, who they see, by the way, at the moment, making very, very large profits.
Now, you're the global transport correspondent, so let's turn and look at the Gulf 3. They're doing the best they can, and it's a poor best in many cases, but they are trying to get flying again. The significance of the Gulf 3 and our reliance upon them has become into sharp focus. What do you make of how they're going to get going again?
Well, it's really interesting that they are completely dominant in global air travel because of where they are geographically. You know, a third of all the trips between Europe and Asia go through the Gulf, and between Europe and Australasia, it's half. When they come out after reopening fully, assuming people are going to be happy to travel through the Gulf again, you're going to expect to see massive, massive price cuts from these guys. And they have huge financial firepower behind them. I mean, they're all state-owned, which is why they have such great aircraft and such great services. So what everyone in the industry is expecting, when they come back out, you're going to see very, very competitive rates to get people to travel back to the Gulf, particularly back to Dubai, and to go and start transferring flights again through Doha and through Abu Dhabi. And what you've seen from previous crises, even when people say it's not safe to fly, actually give it a few months, give it sufficiently attractive prices on the tickets, and people will start to go back. And that definitely is what a lot of the European carriers are worried about, that even while they can try and get some of the Asian traffic back at the moment, once the Gulf comes back on stream properly, people will go back there again.
Right, but let's just delve a bit deeper onto that, Peter. Do you think there'll be a hardening of attitudes in terms of agreements? Sure, the existing open skies are there, although Qatar could be in a bit of trouble with its own. But do you think that in future they're going to be a lot more robust in demanding the level playing field? Let's face it, by default, when it comes vis-a-vis Europe, the Gulf succeeded because Europe didn't put its foot down in many cases. Is that likely to change? Same with Australia, arguably, except against Qatar. Is that likely to change?
I think the airlines would like it to change. They'd like this to be a moment where, you know, this big gorilla in the cage is taken seriously. But as we see, you know, historical precedent, this is not likely to happen. You are likely to keep seeing these open skies agreements and flights globally ultimately continuing.
Let's talk shipping, if we may, and just put it all into big perspective. That's a real mess. I mean, you've got thousands of seamen and women stuck on boats. You've got dangerous transshipment through the strait. You've got supply chains. We had the CEO of the Port of Los Angeles on the program earlier. Even though they're not directly affected, of course, they are affected because the supply chains of transportation are just breaking, if not screaming.
Well, global supply chains are an absolute modern phenomenon, and I think we never realize quite how fragile they are till they go wrong. Everyone remembers shortages in COVID, shortages when the Red Sea closed, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. You've seen huge issues with the oil supply and transport, getting anything out the Strait of Hormuz. People are very reluctant to go around the other routes. It's a huge, huge issue for global shipping, which is having knock-on impacts, not just for supply chains around the world, but you're seeing a lot of cargo shifting to air freight, for instance, which is very expensive, even going overland on some routes. So the whole kind of web that undersupports the modern global economy is reliant on shipping. And as you've seen, that's been hugely thrown into disarray by the Gulf.
Peter, have you seen, before we finish, because I'm going to show some pictures in a minute, have you seen the Lufthansa 100 livery on its 747s and its 78s to celebrate 100? I don't know whether you've seen the pictures of it. It's very glamorous.
It is very glamorous. It's, you know, kind of touch of nostalgia from those guys, yes.
Okay, well, thank you, Peter, for joining us.